More than 2 billion people tune in to the Dodo each month to watch thousands and thousands of the best animal videos on the planet.
Shayna Cohen from the Dodo is joining us on Skype from their headquarters in New York. Hey! Hey!
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks. So why do you think the Dodo is so popular?
The Dodo is the #1 most loved publisher on Facebook and the #1 media company in the world by social engagement.
Wow.
And as you can see from the otitis video, it creates heartwarming content that I think resonates with people, especially in this world where you can get some really hard-hitting and upsetting news.
Are there certain types of stories that resonate more than others?
We create heartwarming content, and I think there's something out there for everyone who loves animals.
Right.
And there's nothing better than seeing like a lion befriend a dog. I'm sorry, when that happens,
Definitely.
it's the cutest thing in the world. Now the Dodo has a new series called Party Animals. Tell us about that.
So Party Animals is a series about celebrating milestones in animals' lives. These animals love their families so much, and each of these families want to give back to them, celebrating something special.
You sent us a clip of Ronnie the Donkey. Can you set it up for us?
Yep. So Ronnie and his human have a really special bond, and in this video, you'll see why.
Let's take a look at Ronnie the Donkey.
Ronnie definitely has a lot of quirks. He likes to goof off. That's not a carrot! He does enjoy wearing scarves on his head, and he does like to sing loud songs. He does a lot of bucking and running around and rearing up, and he's very active. He is also kind of the initiator. Whenever anybody new comes in, he eyeballs them and makes sure that they're all right, and he lets me know if we don't like this new guy so much, we gotta work with him.
So Ronnie tonight is going to have his rescue-versary, birthday, and winter solstice celebration all in one big, huge bonfire.
I made an extra special batch of molasses and beet pulp muffins today for Ronnie. He never turns down one of my molasses muffins now, which is a complete 180 from when he first got here. Ronnie was on a farm before he came here. He had a little baby donkey called Jack. He jumped into a barbed wire area and got caught on the barbed wire. Ronnie was completely distraught. He had a bunch of cuts around his mouth from trying to pry the barbed wire off of his little boy. And unfortunately, Jack didn't make it. And the property owner would try to get him away from that spot. Ronnie refused to leave that spot. He didn't want to eat, and that's why they decided to try to give him a fresh start. The reason Ronnie ended up here at my farm is because he and I have a very similar tragic experience. I too lost my little boy in 2007. I went into a deep depression just like Ronnie and wasn't eating or sleeping or socializing at all. When he got here, he was the same way for weeks. Sat in the corner and really didn't want to socialize and didn't want to hang out with anybody. I was really worried, I thought, oh no, I was hoping that he would come here and have a fresh new start and kind of just suddenly be okay. That wasn't the case until the fire. I always have a big, huge bonfire on special days like the winter solstice because I like to celebrate nature here. Ronnie was in the stall when I lit the fire. I guess he heard a crackle or something because I saw him peek out of the barn, and out he came. He stopped right next to me. And he was entranced by the fire. At that moment, it was like he was a brand new man. That fire brought it out of him. You burn away the past and then heal and start fresh. He hadn't ever eaten hay before that. The moment that we walked away from that fire, he walked back into his stall and he ate the hay that I put in there, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's eating the hay for the first time ever. I couldn't believe it. And then he started gaining weight, and then he started running with his two brothers, Merlin and Morrison. They were terribly abused, but they needed somebody to help them as well. So now they have somebody that they can kind of look up to. He's like a father figure to them. It doesn't completely fill the void, but just like the sanctuary for me, when you lose your child or your baby Jack, the love's got to go somewhere.
So sweet.
So do you cry every time you see these stories, or have you become like, I've seen pretty much everything at this point?
I definitely still cry. It depends on the video, but it's hard not to with some of these stories.
Now, do people submit videos to you guys?
Yeah, how do you find them?
It kind of comes from several different places. We do have our original videos, and all of our stuff is stuff that we've made, and some people do submit stories to us as well.
Thank you so much, Shayna. Thank you. To
Of
see
course.
more
Thank
party,
you guys.
Thank you. To see more party animal videos, check out the Dodo on Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram, and thedodo.com.